Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Lord, I'm confused. And I finished Miss Marvel because this Saturday we're gonna watch The Marvels. Um, you could notice that it was more female oriented, because it was more love, than about powers. Well, yes, it was mostly powers, but you could definitely see that there was also a big part about love. Not that I mind, but you but let's read the summary of IMDb, and then I'll talk maybe a bit more about it. Kamala, a superhero fan with an imagination, particularly when it comes to Captain Marvel, feels like she doesn't fit in at school and sometimes even at home. That is until she gets superpowers like the hero ship Myers. Alright, that didn't really help. It was basically inner. Yeah, I thought first, why does her family have that thing? Because she has a kind of a bracelet that basically gives her powers. Because her great grandmother was a person from a different dimension, because they were there on Earth because they were exiled. But if they were exiled for a reason, I would think. Yes, sometimes you have bad people and power that just exile good people. Sometimes you have a right person in power that exile the right people. So I don't know in which category those people fell, but after how they acted, I would say the bad kind. Except for the great grandmother. She was. Anyway, so at first I thought, well, why does she have that? But then they kind of explain it. Well, oh yeah, she's from different dimension. Yeah. So okay. The mother was, I know a different culture, Pakistani. So it's different, but I found the mother kind of a bit, too motherly, as in controlling. Van okay, terwijl Kamala is 16. Okay, if she's very young, sure. And this is, like I said, different culture, but she came over as a kind of. And near the end, you see, she said, well, okay, I was a bit. So she acknowledged it too. What I did like was the comic cartoon-ish drawings that came to life. Sometimes a background or whatever, in screen, in frame. I did like that. The powers herself, I don't know, we haven't really. Yeah, we have kind of seen what she can, but this is definitely a very different Miss Marvel than the Miss Marvel that I know. You know, because the Miss Marvel that I know, I know Miss Marvel through the superhero squad. A blonde woman with also, a mask, and she could fly. She didn't have bracelets. She had black gloves, black thingy, ass. But that is then a different version because there's, from the comics in 2013, I think, is this Kamala made her cameo as Miss Marvel. They just made a whole new comic for her, which, sure. But no, it's nice, but is that the most popular Miss Marvel? I wouldn't say. I don't know. I don't read the comics, but I wouldn't say. But I don't know. So it was kind of surprising from, but why is it her? I remember a different Miss Marvel, but I know a different Miss Marvel. Apparently a different comic of Miss Marvel. Overall, I kinda enjoyed the show. Would I watch it again? No. Would I give the high score? No. Would I recommend the show? Only only if you're gonna watch the whole Marvel franchise. Yes. But that's because of Miss Marvel comes back in the Marvels. So you have to have a bit of a background for who the fuck is Miss Marvel, because otherwise she makes an appearance in there and she has all the powers and all, and maybe they make a joke or whatever, or a reference to the show, and you don't know what the fuck they're talking about, So then, yeah, sure. If you're gonna watch the Marvels, watch also Miss Marvel. If you're not gonna watch the Marvels, then don't watch it. Do what you want. But if you're gonna watch the show, watch the movie, I recommend you watch the show. Just because we get here a bit of background about the character, and there we get the character a bit more, and it's maybe a continuation of where we left off here. I don't know. So yeah. The kind of villain was also stupid, the villains I didn't really like in this, Those were the people from the dimension, and especially a mother of a kid that Kamala liked. So nothing wrong against him, but his mother was a bit of a bitch, And then Kamala kind of talked to her, and she was suddenly for, oh yeah, I changed my heart. Yeah. I already had a villain that you just had to fight, and then that's how, instead of blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, you talked me into changing. Oh yeah. Because that's not what forgiveness sounds like, Carl said, this is what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence. So, and the Carl that I mean is from Llama's with Head. Screaming and then silence. I couldn't agree more. That said, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll give this movie, I give this show 3 out of 5. It was okay, you know. I wouldn't say from, oh boy, yes, this show, Ian. No. Not even excitement was there actually to watch the show. Oh yes, finally, I'm gonna watch Miss Marvel. Ooh. No. It was just okay, we're gonna watch Miss Marvel because I have to watch the show before I'm gonna watch the movie. But that means that Deadpool and Wolverine is coming, I think, next week or the week after. This close for finally watching the third Deadpool movie and seeing Hugh Jackman in there. I've heard a lot of good things about this movie, so I'm very excited for that one. I'm not very excited for this Sunday because then we're gonna watch Madam Web. I haven't heard good things about that one, so we'll only know by watching the movie. So subscribe, leave likes, come join Discord, recommend a good Marvel show down below in the comment section. You know, I still want to watch Loki. You know, that one I still want to watch. And maybe the other ones too, you know, the other shows, but we'll see. We'll see. Bye.